for Flabonga Monthrothacube. With Dale and Tony breaking all the rules. Talking tech, biz, and straight up chaos. Quick fire guests, oh yeah, we slay those.
Good afternoon. My name is Dale Rodriguez, and this is Flabonga Monthrothacube. With me today, I have my co-host
Tony Stevenson, back on the boards.
back in the game, and we have our awesome guest.
Anoop Rehal, just another panel, because I love it.
Cool. Anoop, thank you for being here today. We'll
Cheers,
start
Patrick.
off nice and easy. What's good in the hood?
What's good in the hood? Well, I think as my LinkedIn post shows, I've been in my new role for now 2 months. It's been good, been full on. My life generally, like my daughter passed her 11 plus, which is always a plus point. Parenting's
Congrats.
good. Yeah, so both of them in grammar school now, so that basically means I've done my job, right?
So wait, first of all, that means you live in a county where grammar schools are things. There's like one of two counties, like Kent or Wiltshire, right?
Kent, that's it, Kent.
You live in Kent? Yeah, you're from Kent. Have we had this conversation before?
Look, I'm technically southeast London, North Kent, so I'm just
Like
on the
Dartford? Like wait.
further up from Dartford, Welling, Bexleyheath, near the Lizzie line.
Bexleyheath. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Don't worry, we're not going to dox you. We're not going to put your address out on there. Just interested to know. Have you always been in the southeast? Is that your ends, bruv?
Yeah, so I grew up, and if everybody knows this place, I grew up in Thamesmead. Yeah, if you know the word Thamesmead, you know that's an area and a half. That is.
I mean, I know there's no Morley's fried chicken there. That's all I know.
No, it's a
place.
It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve, right?
It's an experience.
It's an experience. If you can get out of Thamesmead, then you've done well.
So I can't claim southeast, but I've got family in like Lewisham and friends in Catford. So
Yeah, down there. I used to play pool in Catford. Actually, I used to go there play snooker.
Which brings us nicely onto the snooker or pool table in the background. Where are you, my friend? Are you in your man cave basement?
I am in my man cave. The funny thing about my man cave is I've got a little bit on the side, which is this storage shed, because my wife.
Shush! We're live.
Oh, in there, I keep.
Very kidding me.
Well, but my wife said to me when I got this built at the back on, when I got the house done, I was like, right, I need a space for myself. So I've got my pool table, my TV, Sky, everything. And I was like, oh, I'm going to put a toilet in there, and a bathroom, maybe a little kitchenette. And she said no. And I was like, well, why not? She goes, because if you do that, I will never see you.
never see you. Yeah.
I was like, swings roundabouts.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing, no. So so this is my man cave, my pool table, my relaxing area.
Do you prefer snooker or pool or both?
I prefer pool because I'm better at pool. I think the problem with snooker is pool, you can control the ball, you can smash the ball as hard as you want, goes in and stuff like that. So you can play quite decent. But with snooker, it's a bit more full, a bit more kind of like chess in a way. So yeah, you get like one red ball and you get like the 7 points on the black, and then you screw everything else up. So it's really frustrating as a game to get a really big break, I feel, for myself and my skill level.
Have you ever?
What is your skill level? Out of 10?
Sorry, what
Your skill level at snooker? Are you good, or do you just enjoy?
At snooker, I just enjoy it. That's what I say. Just enjoy it. Oh.
Darren Glanville, Hola FM crew. He says, impressive man cave. My question is, have you ever hustled anyone at pool? Have you been to the pool hall, played bad the first couple of frames, and then be like, hey, let's pay £5 a ball, and they're like, bam, bam, bam.
Yes, I think, but when definitely my end there. Oh, mate, what I like is when there's a partner I work with at Coop Player in Haydock's, one of my friends, Gary, and honestly, like he's a pool demon as well. So when you team up with someone that you're good with, you're like, right, we got this. So yeah, it's fun when you go in there. And, oh no, I can't. I have a little window where. Do you remember Alex Higgins? Higgins. So after a few drinks, like there's a certain point where I become unstoppable, but then it just plateaus off and you just clear edge. So you've got to time it right.
Like an avocado, right? Like not right. 20-minute window where it's perfectly right, and then overcooked. Got it. Yeah.
Everyone's on board, yeah. But pool tables are the best. I mean, you don't see them anywhere you go out anymore. That's the problem.
Do you mind if I take it back a step? I realise we've not asked you the important questions. So we know your name.
Yes.
Where do you work? What do you do? And why do you do what you do?
Yeah, do you know what? And I'll link it back to a question that I've been asking recently for a lot of people. in many forms. But yeah, so look, I'm a partner at BKL. My focus has always been kind of accounts and outsourcing, more so outsourcing over the last 10 years or so, 5 to 10 years, really focusing on the tech side. So this is where I've met most of you guys on kind of like the Xero Cons, the Accountex and everything else. I've worked at many firms before. And I ask this question to a lot of people because people say like, why? I ask people, why do you want to be a partner? You know, what is it about being a partner, especially in the kind of changing landscape that we have today, like with all the changes, with all the investment, everything going on with the firms? Why do you want to be a partner? And I never realized this until I became a partner, what it was really about for me, because a lot of people say the money. That's the truth. Like a lot of people want to.
I was going to say cash money hose, but sure.
Cash is king. But I think that's one facet of it. But it's a point that me and you made, Dave, earlier on, that actually, I'll never forget, first day I became a partner, and one of the guys, Yusuf, came up to me and he shook my hand, introduced himself. I thought it was really nice. And he said, it's nice to see someone that looks like me in a position of power. And I was like, oh my God, it is bigger. Because I've always thought that I want to be a representation for our community and what we do, and actually show that that you can make it in firms. But it wasn't until that point that I realized, actually, I've got a bigger job than I thought I had. So it's not just about my clients and everything else, it's actually about the people internally. So yeah, I always ask that question of people, because if you put the money to one side, what is it about it that you want to be a partner? Because it can be unforgiving at certain points. A lot lies for you, so there's a lot of responsibility. But yeah, I definitely think it was about making that change to not just my clients, but the people internally, actually, and doing a lot with more from, again, as we've discussed before, where I grew up and stuff like that. You know, nobody makes it out of my ends, Tony. Nobody makes it out of my ends. But
so,
yeah.
Follow-up question. I've always had this theory that people don't necessarily see how hard leadership is until they're in leadership. And you've been a partner for a little while. Like, what was the biggest shock where, like, you got to partner, someone showed you the documents or the emails or the playbook and you went, oh man, is there anything you can share that's like a big surprise where you're like, oh man, I didn't realize that until that crown was on your head, so to speak?
The crown was on my head. I think I had quite a lot of exposure early on. Like a lot of the partners throughout my career, like lots of partners used to talk to me, and I used to try and get information from them as well to understand what it would be like. But you're right, like when you become a partner, and I remember I asked the partner at BDO this, he got made up from director. I was like, well, yeah, what's changed? And he goes, nothing much really, because at director level, I think you work on most of it. But he goes, the funniest thing is the buck stops with you. And that's quite scary, because he said, you know, so many clients would ask him, oh, but what does the partner say? What does the partner say? And when he became the partner, he realized, I've got nowhere else to turn. It's like sort of whatever I say goes, and my name is up. And I think that realization when you sign off like your first set of accounts or everything, I'm signing my name to something, I'm responsible, I best stop being the way I am now and actually buck up my ideas and be a bit better at everything, and not just go, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's you're the partner, right? So yeah, I think it's that realization.
Cool. Let's bring Tony into the conversation. Sam Green, welcome back, Tony. You're looking remarkably fresh for a new dad.
Thanks, mate. Sam's trying to worm his way back in after voting for Zoe to keep her seat and me to be binned permanently from this seat. So I appreciate your effort, Sam. Way to go yet, mate. But thank you. Yes, could be a lot tireder. Could be worse. Could be slightly better, I guess. But it could be worse. Yeah, not terrible.
You do look fresh-faced still. I'm surprised. Like normally, that's the first thing I say to anyone when they become a parent is like, just sleep, just sleep before the baby comes. Just sleep as much as you can.
I'm just like, I am so bad. So like, I need 27 hours in the day, because like my day works of like get up, do all the admin stuff, work, look after the babies, and whatever, and then there'll come a point where that like finishes, and that might be like 7:30 if everyone's in bed and everything's nice and calm. It might be like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I cannot go to bed until I have had some sufficient downtime following the end of the day's activities, and that time is like immovable. So therefore, like if the jobs don't finish till 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, I've still got to have another hour and a half before I go to sleep, which is just like the worst, most terrible like attitude towards sleep in the short term, especially right when you've got a newborn, because you know, they're not famously great at sleeping through the night, although it's not bad. But yeah, I just something about my brain just has to have some awake downtime before I go to sleep, and I just can't seem to bypass it unless I am like beyond the line of exhaustion, which doesn't happen that often. So yeah.
Movie, PlayStation, or TV? What's your down?
TV. I stopped gaming when I was in my teens on the basis that I didn't think that I'd be able to be a functioning adult and a gamer at the same time, because I just got too sucked into it. It was just wasn't enough time in order to be able to facilitate that. So I left my PlayStation at home and I went to university and just never picked it back up again. So yeah, it's TV and mindlessly doom scrolling whilst watching the TV as well, because that's basically to give an accounting analogy, that's timesheet gold, right? That's like doing work while you're on the phone on hold to HMRC, and you can put both things on the timesheet. Not that I ever did that ever, but I heard about people that did.
Catherine Freeman in the comments: 2 hours minimum of Netflix scrolling pre-nap on the sofa. She's with you.
It's impossible. I can't, like, it's immovable. Like, you can't condense it. No.
Anoop, is that the Godfather behind you? Like, we zoomed in. Is that Marlon Brando?
Yeah, so I've got. I mean, I can show you around if you want.
Yes, please. If you're able to do that, that'd be grand.
Yeah,
yes, please.
Sorry. Let's see if this works live. Right. So we've got the Godfather.
Magnesium.
Yeah. Oh, ZMA, Tony.
Yeah.
Zinc. ZMA before your bed. An hour before bed on empty stomach will help you go to sleep. ZMA.
Okay. I don't have any problem going to sleep. I'm pretty good at that. Look at this.
This is a fantastic cave.
Oh, mate. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look at that.
Rocky post, my bar with a fridge.
That's a bar and a half, that is. I don't know how you managed to sit in front of that. And I don't know if it's maybe where my camera was positioned, but I couldn't see any of it. And then you moved and I was like, oh, look, it's all the booze.
It's all the booze in the back. Yeah, sorry. So that's the man cave as it is. The zinc you say before bed.
ZMA, zinc magnesium combination, an hour before bed helps you sleep. Seriously, the first time you take it though, you'll get wacky dreams, like because zinc increases testosterone. You'll get some very fun dreams.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, as men of a certain age, our test levels are things that we have to start to worry about, right?
Really?
You're both older than me.
hey.
It was quick on that one, wasn't it, Anoop?
One of us is still in their 30s. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I know that's not one of you two.
Yeah, it's certainly ain't me.
Mate, when I start dyeing my beard again, watch what happens. It will get back into.
I'll accuse you of dyeing your beard and laughing at you. That's what will happen. Right?
That's what my wife and I we do it. I said to her, I said, "Oh, should I just dye my beard?" And she goes, "No."
Don't do it. The moment you do it, people will notice and be like, "Damn, don't do it."
It'd be too jet black. Maybe if I got it like a ginger color or something, just to soften it.
That would be good, instead of like the salt bit of the salt and pepper that was like a nice, that sort of ginger color when hair dyeing goes wrong. Yeah. I would really enjoy that. If you do that, you must let us know, and we'll have you back on the show again so that we can talk about it. Yeah,
I can get my hair dyed. I did dye my hair a long time ago. I had red.
I assume Darren's reaction is that's face because he hasn't got hair to dye. I assume.
Checked out of this combo.
Actually, that's what's happening. Sorry, Darren. Long-time supporter of the show, and I'm just mean to him like that.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Anoop, would you like a serious question or a jokey question next?
Should we go joke then serious? Let's go.
Well, in honor of Tony's return to the show, I think he should get the first daft Saturday question. Tony, over to you.
I've got a new one that I stole from a quiz show that I saw at the weekend, and now
borrowed. We didn't steal.
Sorry. So you basically have the choice now. Instead of it being just the coffee question, you get the choice between the coffee question and the tea question. So do you drink tea or coffee? And if you do, which route would you like to go down?
I mean, I drink both, but I'm more partial to a tea.
Okay, that's good, because that's the new one. So we get to experiment with the new one. Right. So you've got 4 elements of making a cup of tea: bag in, bag out, water, milk, and sugar as well, I suppose. What order do you do those things in?
Mate, why are you trying to stir controversy on the show? The show's supposed to be controversy free. Why?
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. I forgot.
No, it's too late. The question's already asked. It's already asked.
Anoop sat up in his chair like he really wanted to go.
Yeah, it's taking it seriously.
I love this one because this is
it's make or break. It's make or break.
Yeah. And in the comments, guys, if you want to bridge the fourth wall with your thoughts, then please.
All right, let's see what kind of monster Anoop is. Let's see how he does it. Come on.
Yeah, but then you've also left out the biggest point, which is the cup. The cup is just as important. The cup
yes, the vessel. Yeah.
Word?
Totally
the vessel that you're drinking from is so important. Look, I know how some people do it, and I don't like this way, but because I think it's wrong. But I think a lot of people do milk and tea bag, which I think is wrong. I personally think that's wrong, because if you've got, I can understand if you've got loose tea and you're pouring it into a cup, but a tea that just doesn't work. So it has to be bag, water, let it brew, let it stir for a bit, then you put in the milk, and then you put in the sugar, and then you take the tea bag out.
You were so close.
So
So
close.
close. It's sugar then milk, because the hotness from the water helps the sugar dissolve, then the milk.
Do you know what I do sometimes?
What do you
I
do?
must admit, you're right. It's sugar than milk, sorry, but I sometimes do tea bag, sugar, and water at the same time to make sure
Animal.
it mixes in by itself automatically
Animal.
before you do the stir.
So the milk clogs the pores of the tea bag and like stops the transfer of tea into the water. I mean, it could have been worse, but mine might be slightly controversial in that mine is water. Sorry, no, it isn't. Bag, right cup. I don't like a cup that is too big. I don't like one that is too small. And I'm really, really picky about it, and I can't really explain it. It's just like when I see it, I know it, and I know the cup exactly that I like to drink them tea out of. And then he's gone. He's had enough of tea chat. Bag in first, water in, let it steep, and then I don't drink tea with milk in it because it homogenizes it much better. Because I only like a little bit of milk, and I always say to people, like when they're like, "How much milk do you like?" I always say a tiny bit. If you think you haven't put enough in, that's probably the right amount. And then I've just moved to just black tea.
So you're like builder's tea. You like builder's tea, basically.
Strong, yeah, strong, yeah.
Oh no. See, I'm used to. So the thing is, Indian tea is very milky. So you can see the process of making an Indian
chai.
cup of tea. A cup of chai, yeah. If you make it properly, and I do love making a cup of chai, that's a proper boiled through, and even the milk is boiled through.
Stretched to cool it down, don't they? Yeah.
Love that.
So I might lose my citizenship for this, but I don't like tea at all. I genuinely agree with Ted Lasso. It's horrible brown garbage water, and it doesn't taste good. And I feel like most people in the UK drink it out of comfort and habit, not because it's actually that good.
I mean, I kind of want to leave right now, if I'm honest. I'm
okay with this. I will die on this hill as well. I'll lose friends on this one. I think tea's terrible. It's overrated drink.
No,
I think it can be.
It can be, and that's the whole point, right? If you make it badly, it's a bad cup of tea.
Here's the kicker. Apparently, I actually do make a good cup of tea. So when I make tea for other people, they're like, "Dale, you made a really good cup of tea," but I don't like it.
I would like to just pull up Sam Green's comment.
Yeah, he's trying to get back into good graces, isn't he? Sam is trying.
I actually do agree. Yorkshire tea is very good. It's one of my favorites.
Yorkshire Gold. Yorkshire Gold.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate.
Catherine, sugar and tea is a travesty, apparently.
I'm waiting for Catherine to nail her colours to the mast on this one, because she said I'm well up for it, and then has thrown out loads more comments, but I'm not seeing like bag, water. Yeah, so Sam, this is what Sam's saying. So this is clear subs: tea bag, water, take out the bag, milk, then sugar. Not the sugar bit, but like everyone each their own, right? But yeah, that to me is the right order.
You're right. Catherine has not said what she would do in her order. I think it's because she knows it's wrong. She probably puts the milk in first. She's one of those people. Puts the milk in first. People.
No, you should never.
They know they're wrong. They know they're wrong.
You can't get a good transfer. It clogs up the pores of the tea bag.
But like it needs hot water to like
Bring it through.
infuse. Like you need the hot from the
Like I said, the only way that works is if you've got it brewing in a teapot and you put the milk in first, and then you pour the water, you pour the tea into the milk. Yeah.
And then you wait for the colour to essentially like hit the right point and then stop pouring. Yeah.
Okay, serious question or silly question again, Anoop? Your choice. Roll the dice.
Let's go silly. Let's go serious. Sorry, we've done silly. Let's do serious. Come on, I want to see.
Okay. This is a question I like to ask many accountants, and at a partner level, you probably wouldn't know how to answer this because you haven't done it in a while. Anoop,
True.
what is a journal, and why do accountants love them so much? Explain it. Laymanize it, please.
Do you know what a journal is like? A godsend. It's like
Laymanize it for someone who's like me. He's not an accountant. What is it?
I know exactly why Anoop has said a journal is a godsend, because Anoop's thinking I can correct things that are wrong with a journal without it being.
What? It's the beauty of a journal. It's like you screwed up everything. I'm just going to correct it with this one massive journal, and then it's great. That's all it is, right?
No audit trail, no way of following what he did. Just worked it out in his brain, wrote it down, click post. Signed it off because it was his own set of accounts as a partner. Perfect.
A journal in layman's terms.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. I think A journal is a way of correcting mistakes, I think, or making adjustments without having to redo the whole set of accounts.
Okay.
So without having to redo the whole postings that you've done, or the purchase invoice, or anything else, it's a way of entering some information without having to redo everything.
Okay.
I'd say that.
And why do accountants like them so much?
Because they are that easy. The problem is so this is the whole point, right? When we think about like Xero and tech and everything else that we use, is this, the whole dream that was sold at the beginning is everything's perfect, right? Just get everything through. So you give it to a client and they eventually muck it up, and then you have to go and correct it. So rather than going through and correcting everything, that journal piece at the end where you can just take a whole bunch of information, and rather than doing it line by line by line, just aggregate all of that and do it into a few journals. It's gold. It's time saving.
Okay. According to Darren, it's Thanos' glove for accountants.
Oh, it's true. I just love that. I love that idea. But it is like you think about it, the amount of times, and I remember the days of, Tony, you remember the days of ETBs, right? Extended trial balances, handwritten massive ledgers, going through and going in and checking everything out, and just thinking, I'm not going to redo all that. I'll just do it at the end in one truncated.
Correct it all in one fell swoop. I've waited really patiently to bring this comment to everyone's attention, but this really made me chuckle. Back to the tea point. Missed it, sorry. I reckon Catherine makes it cold and microwaves it.
Marcus, that's ridiculous.
Forever friend of the show.
Oh, that's good. That's quality. That's quality.
So it's a slight segue, but back to journals. I call the journal.
I'll give you that one on there, though. I'll give you the one on there. My nan, I have to microwave her milk. I have to microwave her milk before she puts it in the tea. She's very particular.
Is that like a chai thing? Has warm milk in it, doesn't it? Isn't that how chai? No,
she's old. She's
old. Nan thing. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a nan thing to just be painful. Sorry.
I want to ask a serious question, right? So Anoop and I go way back, right? And I remember the very day when we met, and it was back when you were at McBride's, and we sat in a room, and I was training you guys on Xero, and we had an extended discussion about a product called Bank Link, I think it was called, which like pulled in bank feeds into Xero, and then forever we touch base at events and various different.
Is this also back in the days of Yodlee as well? Like Yodlee.
Oh yeah,
way back when.
Peak Yodlee.
Yeah.
And I've sort of like watched with some admiration Anoop's rise up the ranks of the varying different firms that he's worked for over the years. And I've always found it fascinating, like how you've done what you've done, mate. And like, I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. I think you've done like phenomenally well, right? But like, what is the thing? Because like we've had plenty of conversations, and you've always said to me sort of like I'm a good accountant, but like the thing that's got you where you wanted to get to. So like we got people listening who are like, I want to be a partner, and I want to know what is the difference maker, because like there are tons of technically super gifted accountants out there who get stuck at manager and senior manager, right? And you've transcended the imaginary line between the people that work in the firms and someone that is part of the ownership of the firm. So like, just really interested in your take on like how that's worked for you and what you would advise people to focus on that makes the difference in that journey.
Pay your way to the top.
I was going to sleep your way to the top, but yeah, either way.
No, it's being
tried that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just get the money out. No. Do you know what? It's a really good question, and it is because it's that question that's coming up a lot now, right? Where I think in the marketplace, I think a lot of us can see it. There's a lot of that kind of what makes a partner now, and we're asking that question again. What does make a partner? And I think for me personally, I'm not going to lie, the cloud stuff, and I think we've seen it before, has helped a lot of people. And it was my ability, I think, to be able to converse with people. So like you say, our relationship stems back from God knows when we touch base.
10 years, probably. Yeah.
Years or so. And we touch base and we still chat. And it's that ability to be able to present complicated information in layman's terms, as Dale said earlier on, to people like owner-managed businesses, which is what I work with, having a relationship with owner-managed businesses, bringing on my teams and my people and elevate them. Every business I've worked in, the teams have grown underneath me, and I'd like to think that was in part to me. And just making myself, and I think this is a skill set that's kind of failing at the moment, making myself social and available. So that ability to be able to talk about things confidently, but also talk about things that you're not confident about, and be honest and open about that as well. But finding the right solutions for people. I think it was that personality within me to be able to be social. That's what really, I think, stood me apart and made me get noticed. Because I was thinking about it the other day, actually, when I was at Evelyn Partners, or Smith and Williamson as it was back then and is now, sorry. And I remember I went to like the tax. I got invited to the tax thing because it was when MTD was first coming out, and the tax guys, I was helping them out. Now, you should come to the tax away day. And I was like, sure, why not?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll come, of course. I love an event. And I started talking to the co-CEO at that time, Kevin Stopps, and it was just a chat. There was nothing about work, nothing about that. Found out more about him. He found out about me. We had a laugh, had a couple of drinks. And I remember going back into the office and like, oh, you've made an impression on Kevin. You've made an impression here, and he likes you. He likes the way you talk. And I just realised at that point, I suppose more so, that my ability to be social with people and communicate with people and create a relationship is the most key thing going forwards. Because you can be as technical as you want. Well, I say there's two facets. You can be as technical as one, but you have to be sociable and you have to be able to talk, and you have to be commercial. And I think that's been a key aspect of what I've done throughout my life, is actually look at things from a commercial lens. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of that came from Haynes Watts. So I worked in a small firm outside of it, but when I went to Haynes Watts, like that was a commercial beast and it worked really well. But I learned so much about just what it means to be a business and to make money, but also service your clients at the same time. And you have to have that mindset. And for a lot of people, it's so easy, I think, to just sit there and be a technical partner and know your subject matter like there's no tomorrow. But if you cannot relay that information, if you can't do it concisely to someone and give them the options that they need, or even have those discussions around fees and all the other bits and pieces, and actually build a personal connection, you do get pigeonholed a bit. And it's not saying there's no value to you. And in bigger firms, you can see it. Like if you work in the top four, there's the need for technical partners, and even those mid-tier accounting firms. We've got advisors, we need them because I'm not that technical, so I definitely need their help. But would you put them in front of a client? And that's a question you've got to ask, and you've got to ask yourself: would I put myself in front of a client? Yes, I would. But if you want to be a partner, that's kind of where you're going to be.
That's a really good answer, and I kind of agree with you. My observation is this: there's three main partner archetypes. There's super technical, super commercial / client focused, and then there's the hybrid, the unicorns. And the unicorns are few and far between. We've got a few in Creston Reeves. Jen Williamson, amazing partner, technically proficient, very good with clients. It's obvious why she's a partner, but she's got both combined. But you're right, there's some people who just lean to one side, lean to the other. And I agree, there are some people who are very, very technical who just can't be partner because they can't deal with people. So.
Yeah, and do you know what I mean? Like some of the new partners that I've met recently, like Jason Appel and Jason Samuels, and the way they work with their clients. Even one of our directors, Fabio, who I've seen, is just an absolute beast and a monster of just knowing his stuff. And you just look at him, that's what I mean. You know, as a partner, when I'm looking at people, I'm like, yeah, you're the future of the firm, you're the future of the people, and you can see that in certain people that we work with. And those are the stars and the talents, and they are very, you do find the one unicorn here and there. But I'd say there's almost like three facets of the partner now coming through as well. I think there is the kind of super technical. I think there's a relationship and commercial. I actually think there's the ops partner coming through now as well. And that's an interesting role, I think, coming through. It's hard though, because as a business, especially like in the LLP format, let's face it, a partner had to have a portfolio, had to make money, and had to grow the business. So I was wearing many hats in the Haynes Watts days, like running the ABS team, going out and winning work, and then managing relationships, etc. So you kind of have to understand all that and put in all the platforms that we're working with. So I think that's becoming a bit more of a thing actually as well. So there are probably more opportunities generally, but I think even still as a partner, you have to have that kind of commercial and social mindset.
Okay, go on, Tony.
I was going to say it's an interesting point that always struck me back in my practice days, which were a long time ago now, and they were varied because I worked in 2 or 3 different practices. But the element of like running a business, which you touched on, which I think that particularly in the Big Four, it was quite apparent that there were people who kind of naturally fell into the role and had the skill set to deliver the furtherment of a business, right? And that they were looking around at the people that were working with them and for them and building relationships with them, but developing them, managing them successfully. And then there were people that didn't do that, but they didn't seem to be, and I'm sure it's very different nowadays. I'm sure that they've cottoned on to this and helped, but it was like you kind of rose, at least to some degree, through the ranks by being good at being an accountant, and then you reached a point where you were managing people but hadn't had a huge amounts of support in the managing of people bit. And then like you get some people who just naturally take to it, and there are other people that I worked with as managers who just like, you should just never be allowed to manage people without some serious like help to get to a position where you're actually good at it, because you're just doing more damage. And actually, do you know what I mean? Like it's
that's exactly why you have HR, mate. That's the whole point. That's it. That's why you have HR to get that. But you know what? You're completely right. I think is something that I'm discovering now. I think in the last 5 to 10 years, like we've had loads of discussions around this. I say 5 to 10 years. You're right. It's always been prevalent, but it's coming more to the fore now, and probably because firms haven't really concentrated on that. Like the people thing, around the people piece around staff now has become huge. I think it's been the biggest change in the last, ever since COVID. That's been massive, and we can see it. And I think people are now starting to identify in most firms that I've been in, and even at BKL, we have to sit down there and go, well, actually, what skill sets do all our managers have? Are they people managers? Are they this? Are they that? And sometimes you try and shoehorn them in because it's exactly what you said. It's like boiler template, right? You are a manager, you do this. You are a manager, you do this. You're not really playing to someone's skill set, or rather saying, well, actually, you are more technical and you don't like people, so you should go over there. I'll be honest with you,
first question: do you like people? No, go this way.
Go over there.
Any chance you could change your mind on that one? Because we've got one bum and we got a seat we need to fill, and unfortunately the music stopped, and you're the person that we're talking to at the moment, so we'd like you to fill that seat. But if you don't like people, we can work with that. Yeah.
But do you know what? You're completely right. When I worked at Munich Re, so when I had a couple of years in industry, and I was head of finance and data, I'll never forget the whole point of me coming into that data team was to kind of humanize the data team in a way. And I remember talking to Peter Laufright. This guy is an absolute genius, sociable, very friendly and stuff like that. I had to have a sit down with him and have an honest conversation, because I could tell he didn't want to manage. You could just tell he didn't want to manage people. I said, look, what do you want to do? And that's the thing about you, being a manager. You've got to have people above you who are good enough to recognize what your constraints are, and either help you along that journey and say, well, actually, we can help you. We know what skill set problems are. We can deal with them. Or just say, well, actually, that shouldn't be your role then. Actually, you're just so good at this. Let's focus on how we can make you the best you can be at this. There might be a ceiling, but you might be happy at that ceiling, because that means that you've reached the top of your game and you don't want to do any more. But people don't have that honest conversation. But management is hard as well. When you think about it, if you're rising through the ranks of the firm, I found it hard at Haynes Watts. I remember I was managing my best mate. I was part qualified, managing my team, and was managing my best mate. And I'll never forget, because he was an absolute, I can't say what, he was one of those. And I remember saying to him, and I won't mind me naming him, but James, and he had a.
Do you know what I mean? It's like now you name dropped him. He has to come on the show and give a rebuttal. He's our next guest. Like, he's coming on.
Like James Maxwell, you can get him on there.
Full named and everything. Full named.
Insurance number. Yeah.
This is what you wanted. You wanted the name and shame. But yeah, he came up to me, and he just had a really bad attitude, and just wouldn't get on. we got onto it, and we had a managers meeting, and I said in the managers meeting, like, look, we need to sort this out and stuff like that. And he just came at me afterwards. He's like, bruv, what, and this is James. James talks this way. He's like, bruv, what are you doing this? I was like, mate, you're not doing well. You're not doing the right things. You need to sort your attitude out. He just went for me, and he's like, but are we friends? I said, we're friends, but I am your manager. Like, do you not understand that aspect of it? And you'll laugh at that, because James did call that out at his wedding. It wasn't me, it was the other manager that he called out at his wedding, trying to get fired. So, not that he holds a grudge, but it is hard. No. You build these friendships, and suddenly you're thrust into being above them and being like, well, I've got to manage you. And you can't just be like, oh, it's okay that you didn't do those set of accounts, so it's okay if you just do this. It's like, no, you need to do that for me. And I think that's why people find it hard, that kind of moving in that role.
Rising up the ranks, right? It's a team sport, isn't it? Right. And like, you always think about, we talk, my boss Stuart talks about invisible PR quite a lot, and about how, like, what is your brand internally, and when people are sitting in a room talking about you when you're not there, discussing whether you're the person that should be promoted or not, what is it that they're going to be saying about you, and what is it that, how have you influenced those people in order to see the good qualities in you? Because there are tons of, I remember there was this guy that I used to work with. I won't mention his name because I actually can't remember what his name was. I can picture him like clear as day. And he came in. Say
his name.
I honestly don't know his name, and I'm going to go and find it out. I'm just going. I could dig it out. Anyway, he came in a couple of years after me at Deloitte, and he was like obviously immediately gifted, right? Like he just got it. His ability to be able to retain the information was phenomenal. His understanding was phenomenal. He was an absolute workhorse as well. So he loved it. So he was there like pouring through the ledge after hours, like, you know, while everyone else was still working as well. But like he just had a real thirst for it. But he just had the most disgusting attitude towards like his co-workers, basically. So he came in, had been in there for like 6 weeks or something, and he just thought that he should have been a senior manager, basically brought in at a senior manager level. And I will never forget, he was going to this meeting, and there was a girl who was in like my grade, and she was managing him as like an assistant manager or whatever it was at the time, and like they were getting the prep ready for the meeting, and he was like the junior, like really good, but the most junior level. And he turned around to her and went, yeah, could you print the stuff out for the meeting, please? And as you know, having been in that environment, what kind of like passive aggressive I'm better than you attitude that is towards somebody who's 2-3 years your senior, you know, to which you politely said, no, that's your job. But like, and he got where he got to, but it took him a lot longer to get there because he had to work around this stinking attitude of like, I am super bright, I'm much cleverer than all of you lot. And the reality was, he probably was, even in a really high field of excellence, he was standout. But he just couldn't get people on side because he just couldn't, like, yeah. And you look at it and go, you will get there maybe if you're that utterly brilliant, but you won't make many friends along the way, and there will come a point where you can't carry on like that, right? You know,
I think it's different though, isn't it? It's like the not making friends piece is one thing, right? Because sometimes you distinguish yourself from not being too close to them, but you're completely right. It's a team game, and if people don't like you, people don't get on with you, people don't resonate with you, how are you going to get them to do anything with you? Like, it's the team, the business sinks and swims on the team, right? So if the team are working together, everything gets done, everyone's working in a good environment. As soon as you throw in that grenade in there, staff leave, people get annoyed, etc., stuff like that. They're like, yeah, he's great, he's brilliant, but I just can't deal with the attitude. You can't be that solo island. So you still have to find a way of, like I say, you could be technically brilliant, but when it comes to people, it's not about, you know, being rude or obnoxious. It's like, I can be happy and I can get on with them, but I just don't want to manage them. I just don't like that conflict.
All right, Anoop, the following is not a dig at your age, but let's be honest, the game has changed a little bit since you were a junior. What advice would you give? What advice would you give to young people, school leavers or uni leavers right now trying to get into the accountancy field? What advice would you give them? Like, what should they look for? What do you think they'd enjoy about it? Is it, or again, there's lots of questions in one. Is it going to be harder because I hate to say it, buzzword, AI is in the game, is in the mix? Like, what should they be looking out for, these young people? Or what do you as a partner? What are you looking for hiring? I've asked you 5 questions in one go, but you kind of get the gist, right? Of what I'm trying to.
I get the gist. Yeah. Work 12 hours a day. Work your weekends. Never sleep.
Don't ask senior people to do things.
Don't ask senior people to do stuff for you.
Well, that one's a given. But jokes aside, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's really interesting what you say about. Sorry, you're going to say sorry.
No, please continue.
Look, you're right. It's the buzzword of the AI, and one of the stats is like what PwC went from hiring 1,000 recruits down to 200. Right, it's getting harder. We know there's like a talent shortage coming through. And for individuals, I think I always say to people when they're training that there's no stupid questions, right? I'm not expecting you to come in as the ultimate accountant, right? You're learning. This is the whole point. You'll fail. We all learn from our failures in accounts. We've all done that really bad set of accounts or bad journal, which went the wrong way around. But we've done all those things. So the only things I really look for is aptitude and attitude. So have you got the ability to do it is one thing. And have you got the right attitude? Like I know I joke about it, right? I did work sometimes like 12 hours on the trot, just trying to get an audit done or a set of accounts done. It caused real friction between me and my partner at the time and all those bits and pieces. But I think the good thing about my generation now that have come up and stepped up is we realise we don't want that for our staff. We don't want to work 12 hours. But actually, if you know you've mucked up on something and you want to learn and you want to get better at it and you spend an hour or 2 here and there, then do it. If you want a 9 to 5, go and work at Tesco. And that's being brutally honest. If you want a 9 to 5, go work in a shop. And I don't mean to, there are other supermarkets available as well. But, if you want a 9 to 5 job where you can just de-stress and take it away, then go and do that. But unfortunately, accountancy, or just like any profession, is a career. And you're only going to get as much out of it as you put in. So, yeah, we're not talking about working 12 hours straight every day, etc. But we know there are peaks and troughs. We know that if you just put a bit of effort in for yourself, and it's more for yourself to learn and to develop and be better and get your work delivered and actually rise through the ranks properly, like you say, get on with your staff, listen to your managers, ask all the silly questions. No, everyone will forgive that while you're training, because they won't forgive you when you're qualified. I've asked many stupid questions post qualification. But yeah, it is that kind of, because there is an interesting time in accountancy. We are looking for different skill sets. We're looking for critical thinkers, and we are looking for people that can speak. It sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but we are looking at people that can converse, not just with their team members, but to clients as well, because you want to put these guys in front of clients. And I think that's where the changing scope will be. That yes, okay, in 5-10 years' time, when everybody really actually uses LLMs and gets used to what the processes are going to be like, and that gets automated, that's going to be great. But we're still going to need people to critically think about that. We're still going to need people to talk to clients, and that's the most exciting part about my job, right? Is going out with a client, talking about their business, and then catching up with them afterwards. Yes, it may be after a drink or stuff like that, but it's that relationship piece that you need. So I think there's definitely opportunity. I think this whole idea that it's all going to be automated and that's it and there's no work for anyone. Yeah, compliance work will get better, but that should allow you time to do more and actually maybe have a different skill set. Maybe you have a data engineer skill set that will help develop some of the reporting, whatever you do. But there is more opportunity coming through.
Okay, we've been far too serious for too long.
Okay.
Tony, go for your question, and then I'm going to make it stupid.
I was just going to say, just on that one, I was like being interested in business. I know it sounds like a stupid thing to say, but if you're actually interested in what goes on in businesses and how they function, one of my favorite ever things to do is I see a business and I'm like, I'm going to look them up on Companies House and see if they make any money. I love doing it. And that was that worked for me as an accountant, but there was lots of other things that didn't, hence why I ended up in tech. But actually being interested in what goes on in a business, that's 80% of it, right? And if you've got that, everything else will follow along behind it. If you haven't, you're probably not in the right place. But I think maybe there's a lot of people out there who are interested in business who actually just miss that as the opportunity to see stuff that goes on in businesses and to help them grow, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. Why do you think people work with media and sports clients? Why do you think people work with property clients? Actually, generally speaking, they gravitate towards that industry, and they work. Especially when you're working like media entertainment, you've got clients that are, that want to speak to you on a regular basis, or maybe phone you at a weekend over something. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of it is sometimes. But you're so happy to be working in that industry and working with them that you'll do it. Funny point about your bit on looking up businesses and finding out what they do. I mean, I do that all the time. My best time to do it, Dale, at the Accounting Excellence Awards. That's the best time. As soon as someone doing an award, I'm like, this mid-sized firm.
Yeah, that's always been ambiguous. What is mid-size as a firm? Depends who you ask. Yes, that's very vague, and I also do it as well.
Yeah.
I love using CreditSafe or Apollo or these tools to get information and see what's actually going on behind the accounts. This is very fun. All right. Speaking of media and entertainment, Anoop.
Yes.
If you could punch one fictional character in the face, no repercussions, no judgment, who you punching in the face? And just to make it easier for you, I've got two. I would punch Neelix from Star Trek Voyager and Stewie Griffin from Family Guy. So just so you can't get any worse than what I've said.
And mine was the Hulk. Just wanted to test out, see how hard that guy.
I mean, the best one was Catherine Freeman's answer. Where is she? Is she still in the chat? She's still listening. Let's bring her up.
Of course she is.
So she maybe misunderstood the question and said an actor's name, so she said that person, and then went on a 2-minute rant about how she'd punched that particular actor or actress, and I was like, all right, cool. So you can't be worse than Catherine.
I mean, there's many shows. I mean, which actor is it now? I'm quite interested. Which actor?
I want to say Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman.
I think it was her, the lady from Peep Show, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
National treasure.
And I realize the more I bring it up, the worse it gets. And in the unlikely event Olivia Colman's PR team hears this, it could cause internet beef, but it is what it is.
She's a British TV legend.
Sorry, Catherine.
Yeah, just pick on Catherine.
Let me read this up for people listening. Catherine Freeman. Oh, pick on Catherine day to day. Yes, Catherine, it is.
It is.
You're welcome. Happy birthday, by the way.
Was it birthday?
No, I'm joking. I don't know. Wouldn't it be fun if it was?
I was about to sing. I was about to go for it. Fictional characters, it's really hard because I don't really hate many.
You're a lover, aren't you, mate?
I'm a lover, you know, and Stewie Griffin. I mean, I love Family Guy, so I couldn't possibly. I mean, maybe Eric Cartman.
You give him a bit
Cartman,
of
and I
slap.
love Eric Cartman as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a fictional. It is a fictional character, but I think this is going to go quite wrong
All right.
if I say it, because
Say it.
do you remember the film Clueless?
Yeah.
Right. Every single character in that film I could punch. That is the only film that I literally watched it for 10 minutes and I had to turn it off because it was the worst film I have ever seen in my life. And I love Alicia Silverstone, great actress, but her character there annoyed the hell out of me.
I mean, she's supposed to be kind of annoying, though. That's like the whole premise of the film.
Every single actor in that film I thought was just really bad acting. So that's I'm gonna go for the whole cast of Clueless.
The characters, yeah, okay.
Not the people. Not let's be straight. Alicia Silverstone, if she's listening to this,
she's not.
Damn it.
Nor will she ever hear it. Like, I don't think we ever get to notoriety or fame where she hears this. It's unlikely.
When we're on Rogan, mate, like
They'll
be crawling back through the back catalogue.
Is that the dream? The Rogan?
Yeah, we'll be eating all this stuff later down the track. I am gonna. Could we approach the top of the hour and should probably go on all afternoon if we let it. I'm going to do the quick fire questions if that's all right, Dale.
Go for it, buddy.
Welcome back. Dale has to put himself on mute because otherwise he jumps in. So I have a list of quick fire questions. I'm going to ask you 10 of them. Just give me your first answer. You can elaborate if you want, but it's better if we just rattle through them.
Let's do it.
Question 1. What is one skill you wish you had but don't?
Flight, as in any skill, right? Any just fictional? Yeah, I wish I could fly.
You can take the questions however you like, mate. Yeah. Favorite country you've ever visited?
Oh, Mexico.
Nice.
No.
With hindsight, what alternative career might you have liked to pursue if you weren't an all-star partner at PKL?
Actor all day long.
Yeah, it's a really good actor. Yeah, very good. Favorite food?
Oh, kebab. Love a don kebab.
Oh, Donna. Wow, bold. That's strong, that is. Would you eat when sober? Sub question. That's not one of the 10.
On many an occasion, yes.
Today. I'll tell you about the greedy burger when I finish this. It's a university classic. Favorite workout?
None.
Get up and walk into my bar and then playing some snooker.
Anything I do of anything legs.
Anything legs.
And I will elaborate on this one at the end.
Okay, Dale was a big legs man. What is your spirit animal?
Oh, I'd say wolf.
A wolf. Nice.
Love a wolf.
Nice.
No.
Hmm?
Sorry, honey badger. Honey badger.
Great answer. The book that you have recommended the most often?
Oh, God. I mean, I don't read. That's a bit of a... No. What book did I love to read? I said anything by... And now I've forgotten his name. Discworld novels. Terry Pratchett.
Terry Pratchett. Got
Be for time. That was it.
The country that you would like to visit the most, but you haven't?
Oh, I'd love to go to China.
Nice.
Love to go to China.
Most hated grammatical error or mispronounced word?
Oh, grammatical error. Quotation marks. Hate when people put it.
Yeah, I was at the fireworks at the weekend and the big sign at the front saying fireworks display in quote marks. I was like, on a printed sign. I was like, oh, geez, we'll move on from that. Right. Your best ever 1 in a million trick shot. Think hole in one, that type of thing.
Oh, definitely my on pull off 2 cushion. No, black ball, white ball, curled it round. And kicked the black ball in. So curled it round a ball and got the black ball right on the cushion. Best shot I ever did.
Dale, his shark is showing again. I'm not that good. Final question. Who else should we have on the show? Who would you like to see us interview?
Oh, I would like to see you interview, and it's a long shot.
James Maxwell.
James Maxwell. Tom Edwards, Expensify.
If you make the intro, we'll make it happen.
Tom Rhys Jones, sorry. Tom Rhys Jones.
Tom Edwards. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking Tom Edwards because of something else, but Tom Rhys Jones. Expensify.
Our mutual friend, Tom Edwards.
Yeah, yes. That's why I'm thinking of it.
Yeah. Cool. That is the end of the quickfire. You had something you wanted to elaborate on, and it's dropped out.
Legs.
The legs.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Dale, but I when I go to the gym or when I have frequented a gym, which not very regularly, obviously I can only lift fives with my arms, so I look very weak in comparison to everyone else. But on legs, you get me on a squat or anything like that, you give me 150, 200, and it's like the only chance that I can impress in front of the youngsters. I mean, I go away in pain, my back does that, but it's the only thing that is strong enough in my body. I have very weak arms.
Cool.
Sorry.
I picked.
No, I can somewhat relate. My lower body's strong for a guy. Yeah, my bench is okay, but like
very strong. My bench is good. My legs not so much. My daughter. I was in our gym with my daughter the other day while she was on the trampoline, and I went to pick up the 5 kilo weights to do a bit of forearms while I was holding the trampoline down so she doesn't bounce off it. And she goes to me, "Daddy, they're too heavy for you."
Little punk.
She's 2. And I don't know where she got that from. Literally, I picked them up, and then she was like, "They're too heavy for you." And I was, "What did you just say?" She was like, "They're too heavy for you, Daddy. They're too heavy for you." She kept going with it as well. And like, and the next time we went in, I did it again. She was like, unprompted, "They're too heavy for you, Daddy." I was like, "Where did you tell this trolling from?"
That's hilarious.
That's your life now. That's your life. That's how it starts. This is it. It's game over for you. You should know this by now.
I already know that was a game over a long time, mate. So to your doner kebab point, at university, we used to have this amazing. It was a kebab shop. It's called King's. It was in Reading. For anyone that went to Reading University, you'll know it. It was up near on the way to the 3 Tons on that road. Forget the road's name. Shenley Road, was it? Anyway, and we used to go in there, and he was like, "Right, guys, all the freshers." He'd be like, "Right." We're like, "What should we have?" He's like, "Greedy burger." We're like, "Say more things like that." Explain. He's like, "Half pounder with cheese, doner meat, chicken meat, 4 sauces." And I'm pretty sure I've remembered the 4 sauces. And I've been thinking about this for a long time. There was burger sauce, chili sauce, sweet chili sauce, and garlic sauce, and then a little bit of salad on there. It was £3. Wow, £3. This is showing how old I am now. 2002. And he said to us, Sooty, his name was, he was literally the most Dorito-shaped man I've ever literally, you know, like when you listen to like the classic Olympia physique people and they're like, "I don't do abs because it thickens up your waist." That guy didn't do abs. He did nothing below lats, and that was it. Lats upwards. He was the most Dorito-shaped man I've ever seen. And he was like, "You can have it for free. If you don't like it, you never have to pay. Don't come back again. If you like every single other person I've ever given a free burger to, you want to, you come back, you pay for it." And our relationship continues. Sooty, his name was. Yeah. The greedy burger. That
sounds epic.
Do you know the Hungry Horse one, where it used to be a donut, double patty with bacon, cheese, other bits, and then another donut on top with like 4,000 calories?
That is the Luther burger, allegedly invented by Luther Vandross, who died of a heart attack before he was 50.
There we go.
I just throwing that out there, like apparently he invented it. Yeah, using a donut as the burger bun is maybe not the best thing.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Dale, mate, over to you. Fogged the.
I'm in the comments now. Debbie Hales. Hey, Debbie. She's gone Johnny Bravo, which has made me think of classic cartoons.
He was like an Indian Johnny Bravo. He was incredible. Great man. I hope he's still selling them. I'm pretty sure that it's closed down now, the shop that used to sell them from. But yeah, that was a real like kind of cultural point on the Reading University map. It really was. King's, it was called.
Good times.
Good times, yeah.
If you were a biscuit, what kind of biscuit would you be that actually portrays your personality and why, but don't just pick your favourite biscuit?
Oh, not just my favourite biscuit. I would have to go for a hobnob. Which is not my favourite.
And why is this?
I think because it's uneven. It's not perfectly formed, but there's something just so good about it. When you dip it in a cup of tea, you eat that biscuit, and there's a risk factor. There's always a risk factor with a hobnob. So when you dip it in, you just don't know where that breaking point is. It could be any with a hobnob. It's unbelievable. So yeah.
Unlike a rich tea where you just know it's going to break as soon as you put it in the water, or even near the water.
Yeah, it's like that fear factor. I mean, a shortbread's good. I mean, I love a shortbread. I'm not going to lie. A shortbread for me is like.
I don't feel like a shortbread really is a biscuit though. I feel like that's more like it's more into a cake than a biscuit. I think like maybe not cake, but like I I don't know.
All right, okay, then fine. What about a multi?
Do you know what? Do you know what I mean though? Like,
I disagree with you, Tony. I'm sorry.
because it's not round. Maybe I don't know.
Just don't go to Scotland.
It's too premium to be like an everyday biscuit.
Premium.
Yeah, shortbread. Oh, it's so good.
You're trying to dig your way out of it.
Yeah.
Dissing an entire nation's biscuit, saying it's not a biscuit.
It's a feeling that I have. I might look it up now, see if there's a VAT on it or not.
Oh no!
I knew someone was going to make that comment. Like,
oh dear. We got 3 minutes left. I've got one more question because I think everything's been very very salubrious today, and I've really enjoyed the conversation.
good word, by the way, salubrious.
Like, me and you have lots of conversations on the floor of Accountex and DAS and whatnot. Like, what grinds your gears about like the world that we operate in now? And you've got 2 minutes.
Mate, you know exactly what grinds my gears. I know exactly where that question. Look, I think we were talking about this earlier, right? Everyone has a comment, everyone has an opinion, and I respect that. So I don't try and put anyone down. I don't try and put any kind of software solution down, etc., stuff like that. But my God, if I see another person call themselves a freaking accountancy influencer, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, do your job. Do your job as an accountant. Go see your clients. Stop turning up to every event and every panel and saying, "Oh my God, my business is amazing." My business. It's not, because I've looked at companies' houses, we've just said, and it's not doing well. And you're talking nonsense. I know 4,000 taps. No, you don't. You don't know 4,000 taps, do you? Because you probably know more poorly. Like, that is the thing that really grinds my gears at every Accountex. Like the normal, usual suspects getting rolled out and being presented as the face of my profession needs to stop, and it needs to stop now.
This has gone so well.
I mean, as someone who gets invited to Accountex to be a face, like, you're welcome, buddy. You're welcome.
Yeah. No, but do you know what, Dale? This is my point, right? You've never gone out there and said, like, I'm a rock star, I'm a this, that, and the other. Just being yourself, right? And you don't judge anyone. We've been at loads of events together, and you listen to people, and I think that's really good. Like, we can have open conversation, we can say things to each other, call things out, and it's all good. But there's some people that are put on a platform, and even by like the ACAW and ACCA, because they need to stop this nonsense as well. There's a lot of people they're promoting who are not good for the profession in the long run. Like, it's very much like grab on to the hottest ticket. And like I said about software, like people going online and saying, "Oh, all of this software is a nonsense." It's not. Every software has a place. And what I find really sort of funny about that is when those softwares that they've been saying are really bad get bought by the one they love. So it's like,
Yeah.
Idiot now, because you're just slating them for the fact of slating them.
So for the people who aren't in our industry, they have no idea what we're talking about. For anyone in our space knows exactly. I can picture 5 people. I can picture 5 people when you said it. We're not going to name names because we're not going to start that kind of beef. But yeah. No, that irks me too.
You want to close us out, mate? We are at the top of the hour.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to hit end stream. I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to do it, and we're just going to end it. That's it.